This is Monday morning. I still have to do some truck maintenance. I just booked this load for tomorrow. I didn't even think about recording it because I was just looking around and just playing on the load board, and I saw this load, and it doesn't pay well when you figure my deadhead, but we're going to a good market. So this is going to Portland, Oregon. I don't know. This is one of those things, you know, when I leave Rock Springs, Wyoming, I always have to take a bad rate. And that is my broker, so I better get going. But anyway, that's what we got going for Tuesday. Okay, guys, I'm back. The broker needed a COI insurance to an updated insurance certificate, so just made that and sent it over to him. I use a insurance company. The name of the insurance company I use is Great West. And they allow us to have a portal that we can log in and make our own COI, or we could call them and have them do it, but it's faster for us to just log in and type in all the information and send it over. So anyway, we got that done. So this load's booked up for 1,500. I negotiated up a little bit. So I know what you guys are probably thinking is that's a horrible load, right? $1.58 a mile all in once I deadhead, because I'm deadheading from Rock Springs, Wyoming. Let's take the deadhead out. $1.96 loaded, so it's not horrible, but this is what I was referring to earlier when I was talking about in one of my other videos about bad lanes. I live in a bad lane, so every time I go home, I have to take something pretty horrible. So you kind of have to run the average, you know, and just it dealing with the emotional part of that, you know. Looking at the load board this morning when I was looking, there was nothing good, right? If you look here, why is this not pulled up? There we go. Don't know what happened there. If you look at the load board in my area, Rock Springs, Wyoming, we have something going to Colorado for $2 a mile after my deadhead. Again, remember guys, when I'm looking at this load board, I have the Chrome extension, Load Hunter Chrome extension, which gives me this extra line here, which is RPM, rate per mile, after my deadhead that I've put in. So it's $2.70 a mile, but it's $2 a mile. So once I get done with my deadhead. So anyway, there's not many options here, right? They're all under $2 a mile pretty much, unless you go to a horrible market. Portland is a pretty decent market. So let's just real briefly, let's go over to this search and let's see what my next load might be. Let's bring that down a little bit. 1,200 loads available in Portland. Let's put in tomorrow. I'm going to be there Wednesday, but we really can't use that date because there probably won't be anything posted for that far out. So let's look in Portland today through Wednesday and see what my next load might be. I'm kind of thinking a hot lane might be going to Spokane, do a shorty. Let's see what we got. Going up to Sandpoint for $14.50. So let's say we do that. We're going to pull up the map, and I'm just going to put in here, we're going to start in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and I'm going to have to go down to Salt Lake because it'll add some miles. So that's pretty near what my mileage will be for 1,500 plus if I do that load next. So we got 1,500 plus the 1,450 of the King of Freight load right there. And then we're going to divide that by the mileage. Where did that go? Okay, divided by 1,530. $1.92 by the time I get that delivered up there. So that could be an option. Another option that I might look at is Portland to Denver tends to be a pretty good market, and it's a long haul, so we get a little bit more mileage in at a higher rate. I guess we can increase that a little bit. Geez, what's going on here? Three picks. Huh. 5 drops. Ooh, boy, all over Montana. That's interesting. Huh. You know, sometimes those loads would be worth it, especially if they're no tarp. It's a lot of drops, and it's going to add a lot of miles. So I don't know. We're not going to look at that for this. So what would our rate be? Our rate would be pretty close to 3,200, somewhere in there, to go into Denver. Now, this lane used to pay about 36 last year. So the rates really haven't risen as much as they had last year, just because of the season. There might be some pretty good negotiating power here, though. Nobody wants to go to Denver, so there could be some pretty good negotiating power. So that would be an option. Another option that I've been considering, I have a new truck now, so I can go to California. So let's say we go to Los Angeles, California. A lot more loads, geez. What would be the going rate? I know this broker, Iosco, they always have 8-foot tarp loads, though. So let's look at rate per mile. Over $2 a mile, and then from there, like I've always said, it's good to take, we have to take one bad load under $2 a mile out of the house. We always do. So the next 2 loads is nice if it can be over 2. Or maybe one load at double the mileage, right? The good thing about this load is it's low mileage. It's 750 miles at the low rate. So oftentimes I'll go down to like Georgia at a low rate, and that's a lot more miles to recover from. So what was I doing here? I was doing Los Angeles to Denver. Oops. What's going on here? That's a little too much, deadhead. Only 17 loads, but what do we got in here for? These are kind of outliers here. I don't think 320 a mile is. I would have thought 280 would have been reasonable. So down in this mark here would probably be a reasonable number. So that could be a really good. If I could get 220 going down to Southern California and then 280 over to Denver, we've increased those miles. We've almost tripled the amount of miles that I spent over $2 a mile compared to the mileage that I've spent under $2 a mile. And in this case, it's quite a bit over 2. So that could be very, very good. We're not going to run the numbers on that. I think you understand how that works. That would end up putting us quite a bit over 2 by the time we get to Denver. And then once we get to Denver, we could take something cheap going to Birmingham or something like that and still be all right. Because the loads going to Birmingham from Los Angeles probably wouldn't pay much better than if we were trying to get to Birmingham. Whoa, what did I do? Put a space in there. Let's see what's going to Birmingham from Los Angeles. Yeah, see, we got 3,200 to go to Denver, and then 3,750 to go to Birmingham, Atlanta. So, if we could pick up something for $600 out of Denver to go to Atlanta, it would be about the same price as just taking this one haul. So, I'm pretty sure we could find something better than that out of Denver. So, that's kind of how I think about it, because I can't not go to bad markets. I live in one. So I kind of have to do the math, because if I could just always stay down south, then I'd never have to do that math. I'd never have to concern myself with it. But we do have to concern ourselves with it. So that's what I got going on for Tuesday. I'm going to be home today. I got to get some tire stuff done on the truck, and then I'll pack up, do a little bit of cooking on the Traeger, probably get some food prepped, and light out of here bright and early tomorrow. Go pick up about 8 in the morning, drive all day tomorrow, and then finish off my delivery on Wednesday, and then back on the hitch. So that's what we got going on.